Welcome to 5 Pints In, the show where we're literally 5 pints in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So I want to start off this episode with Connor gloating that Chelsea were top of the league Sunday night. But it seems to have changed.
It was a little bit. I know I mentioned them quite a few times on the last show. But I was right, wasn't I? What about West Ham?
Yeah.
2 games, 8 goals. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. I mean, against Leicester as well, like I know there was a sending off, which was to me a red card. I thought it was a strange way to step from Perez. You know, I don't know if there's
stumbling.
I don't know if there was any malice, but it was just a weird.
He's stumbling as well.
So you're saying you don't? It's reckless, isn't it? Which is.
You know what, mate? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It looked horrible. You know, it looked the way he did it, but I can understand if he's stumbling, he's trying to get his leg across
in front of
to get his body in the way, and then I mean, if you listen to Fornals afterwards, he held no malice towards him. You know, it seemed like they were talking before the sending off. You know, he'd gone to see him on the floor and they were talking, and if he doesn't hold no malice, then it makes me and leads me to believe what I seen was he just trying to get his leg across Fornals' leg to get in front and take the ball away. He was off balance. If you do want to believe that he meant it, it was nasty. But I'm not 100% sure.
It's also, that was his first red card.
Yeah, but
of his whole career.
Here's the thing: it's not
Perez. So it's like
it's not whether he's
never had that intention.
It's not black and white. Did he mean it? It's if it's reckless as well. Is it reckless and dangerous?
Well, that's just interpretation of the rules, then, isn't it? Then if it's reckless, then he's got to go.
Yeah.
You know, whether he means it or not. I mean, if he means it, it's horrible. And I don't believe he's that type of player. But if as the rules are interpreted, if it's reckless, then he's got to go because. It was exactly that, reckless. But I don't think it changed the result. I still think West Ham were fairly in control anyway. You know, I think they find it awkward when, Leicester, when they play at home, they have a little bit more possession and more of the ball. West Ham now have become a counter-attacking team, haven't they?
Yeah.
But because Leicester were away from home, they sort of went that structure and that system themselves. So it's a little bit awkward for them to play against, when teams do that. And, they've got a goal up. They were up before before that. Fornals had scored a good goal. But I mean, look at Michail Antonio. I was thinking about it afterwards. I know, Con, we've had the diving thing with him and you didn't like him. But I'm thinking what he brings to the game now. Is he any different, much different to Lukaku?
Don't say that.
At 97 million? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
What is he with?
Because he did it one game.
Mate, no, he's just eclipsed the Paolo Di Canio's most Premier League goals for West Ham. So it can't just be one game. He single-handedly kept them up.
Yeah, no, but he doesn't... like, your comparison to Lukaku right there, because of his goal, which, again... was a Leicester team with 10 men for a majority of the game. And so,
It didn't have an effect on his goals, though, mate. Or his assists.
It kind of does, because there's a player less. So people doing more running, and when you got someone up top like that bullying you while you're doing more running, it's not, I'm not.
His goals were breakaway goals, were they?
I know, yeah. I'm not trying to. I feel like I'm splitting hairs there, but his goal was good, but
both of them.
Yeah. His first one though, where he's held off the defender and then he can't do that every game. It was a good goal. He's not that. He can hold it up. He can't hold it up, get it in, like have a great touch and then turn and shoot. He can't do that every game.
Let me ask you a question though. What was Lukaku's problem the first time he was at Chelsea? Consistency.
No,
same
not
thing.
Not even that. I didn't think he was. I didn't rate him.
I
never rated him. He's just a big, strong.
I think
guy,
Lukaku,
you know?
he's inconsistent, and I get what you're saying about.
I agree.
I get what you're saying about Antonio as well, because Antonio, to be fair, does come in and out of some games, and some games he shows up, and others.
Listen, most of the time he's playing up front on his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without a supporting cast, that's been his issue. A lot of the time he's injured. You know, he's one of them type of players that doesn't get a great extensive run of games.
Sure,
to
but
put something together.
Not,
you know, but
like, they're talking about.
I'm only saying now, Con. You know, I like Lukaku. I think probably more than you do.
Yeah.
But I'm only saying now, if Lukaku was worth, because I watched him at Arsenal, mate, just them feeding things into his feet and him not getting his body in the way, and it's dangerous in and around the edge of the box, you know. But that was where Antonio's goal come from. He's not that type of player, but he's proved, you know. And Soyuncu's no mug, is he? You know what I mean? He's not. But a lot of people.
There you go. Take into consideration the game he was having as well. You know that thing, him and Michail with the pass back. You know, it's like Soyuncu was just having an off day, and it's as simple as that. You know, he's a quality player.
Yeah.
So that's why
the emphasis goes back to Antonio, though. You know, it's and not only that, he's got the presence of mind to read the back pass maybe, and then set up a goal for.
I'm not trying to completely take away from Antonio. He capitalized on the opportunities, but he doesn't go and do that against an 11-man Leicester team where you got Vardy constantly running in behind, you know, the entire game, because he's not doing that when they had. Well, he was doing that when they had 10 men, but they didn't have the ball as much.
I think, you know? But I think we're yet to see. Well, we're obviously yet to see Lukaku doing it against 11-man Leicester with Vardy pressing like he does, because Chelsea are counter-attacking.
No. Chelsea will have the ball now.
You're saying based on them playing
Chelsea playing
based on them playing Arsenal and Palace, like you can't.
Well,
say,
no, I know all of last season, and the majority of last season, and the Champions League. You know, where we just dominated everyone.
I'm just saying. So here's what's funny. Like I wouldn't ever have thought to put Antonio and Lukaku in the same bracket, because for some reason I thought Antonio was older and I thought Lukaku was younger. But there's only 3 years between them, so that's when you start thinking, because I don't know why Lukaku 28. I thought he was. I don't know why I thought he was much younger than that.
And also, Antonio came to the game late. You know.
Yeah.
He came to the game late. He was starting non-league and.
Yeah.
You know, and actually was never a centre forward. That's what you got to look at as well. I mean, he's doing it now and getting goals in what is supposedly a lesser team, which is always harder.
Yeah, sure.
Goals in for a team who let's admit it, are not of the stature yet of Chelsea. So
sure, yeah, that's like saying
Suchek don't have the money, or you know.
Yeah, sure.
That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, I know, but you can tell Antonio isn't a natural striker. You know, like he scores goals and he just broke the West Ham record, but you can tell he's not. He doesn't have that little edge. It looks like he's worked so hard to do what he's done, and I'm not trying to take that away from him.
That's where his honesty comes in then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because some centre forwards will just hang around
because they do have that little
chasing bit.
They do have that little flick that they
Lukaku.
could do. You know, and I'm not saying because his second goal was the ultimate striker's goal, but it's like you can still even see it. It's like it would have been done cleaner by a proper striker. And I hate to say that because I'm just completely taken away from Antonio.
But that for me, mate, that was like a goal Tony Cottee or Clive Allen might have scored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a natural inside the box predators and finishes.
My point exactly. Like he's took it out there with his foot and over his head, and he's got to it before anyone else.
Yeah.
And it's out of Antonio's realm.
And he's read the bounce, hasn't he? The second time.
He's literally
with the stump of his
foot.
Yeah. He started
he's read the spin as well.
Yeah.
He's spin and got his foot to it in a way that it's gone off to the side, you know? I mean, how much you control that, only he will know. But I love this celebration as well. It's different, wasn't it?
Did you? I mean, yeah, I thought...
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a little cringy.
I loved it until he explained what it was.
But he's not doing all this and what everybody does today.
Oh, and that dance he had, remember that?
Yeah, he was teaching. I saw him
Neville
teaching.
And Carragher.
I just, to me, and Balotelli did this. I don't like when they set up their celebrations, because if it doesn't work out, you just look like. That's remember when Balotelli?
It doesn't work out, nobody sees it.
But that's the thing. I know. That's what makes.
But Balotelli, you could see through his shirt. Or
how many times do you think he wore that T-shirt?
Yeah. I mean, other players too. It's
but listen, people like that, they know they're going to get chances. They know they're going to score goals.
But that's also the thing with Antonio. It's not like he's done this multiple times.
What was the explanation? I know. Yeah.
Like, he literally came out before the game when there was the first time fans have been there in a while. So it's like it is like this epic moment building up, and he's gone. I'm breaking it today, and he's gone out and.
Yeah.
What was there a reason for the sign, or was it just?
Yeah, he did the. It's from like a fucking movie.
Dirty Dancing or a different film.
Yeah.
I think what he was saying, he got the films confused.
The Last Dance or some.
The Last Dance or something,
like
yeah.
That's Michael Jordan.
No, not the. Oh. That is but it's not. I think it was a movie in the.
But that's something you've seen, all over. After the first games, certainly first home games, when the teams are staying on the field afterwards and going round and applauding the fans,
Yeah.
And it was just that, having them back in the stadium. And for me, it's great because I thought, we talked about it last year about who's going to benefit from no fans in the stadium and who's going to miss it and who's going to fall down because of it. And I'm sure that we said, West Ham at the time, it may have helped them a little bit not being under that pressure.
Yeah.
Of the fans being in there and to come back for the first time and to just, I know 10 men, but blow Leicester away, really.
Yeah.
Who are, supposedly Champions League contenders. None of us have selected them, I know that, but, they always put a decent side together. And,
yeah, I agree with that.
And equip themselves well, don't they? So,
yeah.
They'll be there or thereabouts. I know we haven't picked them in the top 4 anyway. I think I've got them in my top 6.
Yeah, we definitely have them in the top 6.
I think I bumped them for Everton.
They're not over, are they?
Bumped them for Everton?
Yeah,
you did.
I did, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competition, though. I mean, it's. I mean, look at West Ham. Like, the fact that West Ham are doing it, and I mean, again,
they also got the double on Leicester last season, didn't they?
They were the only team to get the double, apparently, over Leicester.
Yeah.
But look, it's
Leicester are always a solid
for me,
team
like the Storm an away game, going to Newcastle, which nobody knew what they were going to be like after they had a good run towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
And any away game is going to be difficult. I don't care where you go. Look at Man United at Southampton. Any away game is going to be difficult now that the fans are back. That's going to bring that extra element, and it's also going to bring that extra pressure for the home team, and we'll see who thrive on it, And I'm sure the majority of teams have missed it and, want to get back to their winning ways in front of their own fans.
Yeah. Yeah, just look at the competition we've got this season. And like I was saying, West Ham still being up there, are still fighting, still putting up, I mean, the season before last, they were fighting relegation at the end. It's just, it's going to be a really strong season, obviously. I couldn't stand, I had a few people text me after the first weekend, Man United beating Leeds. So I've gone back at them after this weekend, the 1-1. It would have been better if it was a loss, obviously, with Southampton, the 1-1 draw. But I want to talk about the, Connor's just pulled up the clip again of Bruno Fernandes. And him being tackled before Southampton's goal.
Yeah, look, I think it's his own fault. We've seen over the first 2 games that the referees have been a little bit harsh on all that type of stuff, which just begs me to think, why didn't they see it like that last season? Now just because of a rule change, did they really see it that it wasn't fouls? Did they not see players stopping and backing in and just falling down when they were in situations probably facing their own goal with no way out? Defenders were doing it, midfield players. Harry Kane was doing it, going the other way, getting penalties, for stopping and people running into the background. I just think it serves him right for looking, because you can tell he's had a look. He's had a look first, and then he's thought he's got his back to where he wants to go. He's facing his own goal.
Yeah.
And the way out for him there is for him to fall down. And, there was a hand on the back, I must admit. And it could have gone either way, but I'm glad it did. It did go the way of Southampton.
I think that tackle is just like, the perfect example of, what the refs should be letting. I mean, that's like the fine line. That's like the edge of it, isn't it? Like, that was like, you still got the physicality there. He used his. I don't think it was a foul at all, but it would have been a foul last season. But what I really
it's a foul he's blatantly used his body for as well, and that's what normally they swing against.
Yeah, what I really think it boils down to.
Does that count as him giving the ball away? Because with all these stats that they have, this is where they would get away with it. Players would get away with it. It wasn't noted down.
Yeah.
Did you see how he was
possession
loss? Yeah. Did you see how he was talking to the ref as well?
Yeah, he went through his arms around. But you know what I think it really comes down to? It's like, I think we're giving too much credit to the refs having freedom of their calls and stuff, because I think really it's just they've got obviously like a head referee that they have to answer to. And it was on their faceless, whoever's the head of the PGMOL probably, they told them last year what a foul is, and now they're telling them this year where the foul is and where the clean tackle is. So the refs are literally just like...
And then fucking Klopp and Solskjaer coming out saying you got to protect the...
Yeah, I love that. So I've got that as a note here for the episode. So I just love Klopp and Solskjaer about what they fucking... complain about. So Klopp and Solskjaer have said they're claiming it's wrestling and rugby tackles.
Yeah, go watch the wrestling.
Klopp and Solskjaer, I don't know which one's which, or if it's...
Klopp said wrestling.
They're saying it's the new rules. They're letting go wrestling and rugby tackles.
No, last year was exactly wrestling. It was all fake.
Yeah.
It was all fake. Last year it was exactly wrestling. His players... Mo Salah, Mane, wrestlers, mate.
Yeah.
Exactly like the WWE or whatever they've changed the name to and call it today. It's all theatre.
Yeah.
It's all rehearsed and that's all it was, acting. And that's what his players were doing.
Yeah. But it's always them two. I mean, I know, like...
Well, they have the majority of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because they're the two biggest clubs in England, aren't they? Or were.
Today,
I know today.
Not anymore, do you?
Today it's us, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah. Chelsea, Man City,
and
without a shadow.
Yeah, I will say on that too. SkyBet had a fan hope survey, what it was called, and they surveyed each team's fans who was their main rival, and Liverpool, Man United, and Chelsea all said City was their main rival, which is obviously a huge swing from what we've seen recently.
Do they mean their main rival for the league or their main rival when they play each other? There's a difference, you see, because it's Liverpool have always said Liverpool, Man United, and Man United have always said Liverpool.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Liverpool.
But if they mean their main rival, like Chelsea's would probably be Arsenal, or Man United even.
Well, Liverpool over the last couple of years has been the closest, as in who's won what, and
it wasn't the main rival for the title though, because they surveyed every single team.
Right.
So what would it be main rival for?
Well, it could be because it's kind of like if you get the win over City,
like Newcastle, Newcastle picked Man United.
Why?
Right.
So I mean, maybe it was. Maybe
it doesn't mean for the title then, because that would be relegated or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So maybe the question they asked was vague, and some fan, who knows how it was interpreted.
Yeah.
But
why wouldn't they say Southampton?
What it is if you think about it.
Southampton.
People talk about the teams that win stuff. You're always going to be the one that has the target on your back, right?
Yeah.
So right now it's City and Chelsea. Okay. For everybody, it should be anyway.
Yeah.
It should be everybody's main rival should be City or Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right now. Well, I mean, look. When you go to games, I know for a fact when you go Liverpool, Man United, there's a different atmosphere in the stadiums and a different type of rivalry.
Yeah.
only say Man United and Leeds with the Yorkshire and Lancashire. But that hasn't happened for all them years. What was it, 17 years or so?
Yeah, I mean, it was more competitive, wasn't it? But I mean, I don't know why that fixture does excite me too. But obviously, I was wrong the first. I said to him before the
that people say that and have that.
Yeah,
it gives you a different feeling when you end up watching them games that aren't involving your teams.
Right.
Yeah. You still want to watch it. You still look forward to getting up the next day and knowing that's the game that you're going to see.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little bit of anger and animosity, and maybe it's the managers, maybe it's some of the players. I mean, that's a big thing for me today. How friendly everybody is to each other. The chatting after the game and all. I don't get all that.
I mean,
you're on the battlefield. I don't get all that. I don't get all the chatting and laughing and joking. Before or walking off at half time, you see them chatting to each other.
Yeah.
Well, then afterwards, you just had your arse kicked and you congratulating everybody.
They're all celebrities now.
You mate. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's funny. Yeah, it was like, was it? I saw Roy Keane talking about it, and he was like, "I don't think I've ever hugged a rival player ever." Like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's many people that wanted to be fair.
Yeah. I saw a picture of you hugging him. It was just a different kind of hug.
Very friendly.
Yeah. But I think, those rivalries should, spur a bit more now that the physicality. I'm not getting carried away and saying the physicality's coming back, but at least it's not trending away from,
But I also think, mate, that when you say it now, it's more fans than players.
Yeah.
The rivalry amongst fans rather than the players, because the players are from everywhere and maybe haven't been there long enough to understand.
Yeah.
Or get the feel of them rivalries because they're either not from there or haven't been associated with clubs for long enough that they've experienced that, or it's came down from the terraces from the stands. Used to be from the terraces, but it's come down from the stands and filtered onto the pitch.
Yeah.
We both.
Yeah. No, I'm in like a mental.
Are you going to wear that scarf for, mate?
Pardon?
Are you going to wear that scarf on your head all season, or?
I said earlier until
you lose a game.
No, until
because that could be this week.
No, until you beat us in the Champions League final, then I'll take it off.
All right. So it's going to end up sticking to your head.
Why not?
We'll do our predictor as well this weekend. We'll get that going again. We didn't do last weekend or the weekend before, but I think that's why he's been bringing it over, because he forgets that we didn't do it and there was no loser.
But I know for a fact.
All right, hold on. Do you want to tally up the points from last season?
I'm saying you expected to give it to me to wear.
Oh, no. No, I didn't. I wanted to wear it like this. I'm wearing it for the rest of the...
I don't know.
I don't think I want you
that.
to touch this, yeah.
Okay.
I actually had 3 bets, and they were the only 3 draws that's been in the Premier League.
Really?
Yeah.
Everton, Leeds.
I'm going to leave it alone.
Southampton, Man United, and
Man United. I've done Southampton to beat them. And it was Palace. I did Palace at home to beat Brentford.
Yeah.
That was me 3 bets. I actually did Leeds to beat Everton. 3 home teams, decent odds, and I couldn't get a win.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that alone. Leaving that alone now.
Yeah.
But the predictor doesn't cost me anything.
No, the predictor's good, isn't it?
Game.
Yeah. But so where did you watch the games over the weekend? Did you go out for them, or did you watch them at home?
I stayed in, mate.
Yeah.
I decided. I watched Chelsea Arsenal at the golf club after me around the golf on Sunday.
What do you think of the penalty decision?
The one that Arsenal didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could have given it. I'll be honest, but I understand what they're saying. It was coming together, but is that because the rules have changed? I hope it is, because then at least the referee's seeing it as, it's just a coming together and an accident. Is it still a penalty? Because it stops him. I wouldn't have. No, I think the ref got it right.
Well, I mean, Saka kicked James first.
Well, it was a coming together, wasn't it?
No. Saka kicked him, and he kicked that leg that ended up going in between Saka's legs. If that makes sense.
Right.
So the first reason Saka stumbled was because...
Yeah, but it was the angle that they were coming in at each other as well, Mike,
Yeah, so Saka's trying to take a shot or something, and he's kicked James's leg.
He's kicked James,
And then they've gotten in between each other.
But the ref's seen that, because I think it was him who gave the initial...
He did, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I tell you what wasn't a penalty, friggin' Dele Alli. He's back.
Yeah.
He's back, dragging his leg, sticking his leg out. I don't know if you've seen that at Wolves.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see that. I saw Calvert-Lewin's, though.
And then he gets up and scores the pen.
Same with Calvert-Lewin.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know about Calvert-Lewin's. When he slowed it down, he did have his hands all over him, though.
Yeah, but when you
backwards.
Yeah, but when
this bit's got to be more consistent.
When you watch it in live play, he's in slow motion. Like, no one falls in slow motion,
No, I remember Harry Kane doing that at West Ham.
Yeah, but I mean, like, no one actually falls.
I think they should have to watch the replays in normal time.
Yeah.
When you watch the replays in slow motion, now you're asking for. I mean, you're changing the physics of it.
Well, did you see when Ayoze Perez caught Fornals?
Yeah.
Ref went over to the side of the pitch. The VAR had actually stopped it on the impact.
Yeah.
So it was already there for him. That was the first thing he's seen.
Yeah.
Is that going to influence him?
It wasn't the
first. He goes over there, he watches it in real time and then slows it down.
Yeah.
He maybe not give it. I don't know, but because the first image he sees is that nasty looking, and he could have snapped his leg, mate, to be fair.
Well, that's what the rules, it's reckless. It's endangering an opponent. It doesn't matter if it's to necessarily on purpose.
What that means, mate, because they did that even with follow-throughs. When they followed through after the challenge.
Yeah.
It's still endangering an opponent, so...
Okay, but that's where it gets grey if they get the ball. He didn't get the ball at all.
But if you accidentally... Let's say he was off balance and he's trying to get his leg in the way and not trying to make contact with him, trying to get his leg in the way. Is he still endangering an opponent?
Well, I thought that about... remember when Son broke Andre Gomez's leg? Was that not last season, but the season before? It was the same kind of thing. Like, Son wasn't... I mean, you know the type of player Son is as well.
Son got sent off.
He got sent off, yeah. He wasn't trying to break the defender's leg, but it was reckless, and it broke his leg. But it was the same sort of challenge, the same sort of thing. It's just it was reckless endangerment of the opponent, and
I don't think he did get sent off. I think he got a yellow card, but I think he was crying.
No, he 100% got sent off.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
I remember saying, if he'd have got booked for diving, he'd have got sent off.
No, you said he wouldn't have gone in for the challenge if he got booked.
Oh, he wouldn't have. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he 100% got sent off because I remember him going down the tunnel crying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but you said if he got booked for diving, he wouldn't have been as,
He wouldn't have gone in for that challenge. Yeah, that was it.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
But is this? Yeah, same sort of thing though. I mean, it doesn't matter whether he hasn't had a red card or not before.
That does matter.
You don't want to be on the end of that and have a broken leg. Like, you know what I mean?
If he does that,
and Pepe to does intent.
That,
should
you think Pepe did it?
Intent but recklessness is also, like, I mean, you're not there to break people's bones, like, you're not there to injure people, so, I know he was off balance and he was clumsy, but he definitely tried to throw I think it was bad judgment from him to try and throw his body in between the ball and Fornals, but I think if he broke his leg, it wouldn't be a conversation,
Yeah.
And he was very close to doing that,
Of course, yeah. I think if I was that ref, 6 times out of 10, I don't give the red card.
After watching VAR like that?
Yeah, he watched it. So, sorry to call you out on this. You were wrong about what he said. It was the first thing that he saw. first thing that they actually kept on showing was like the overhead view.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, and it was like
the first thing the ref saw.
It was, yeah, and then they showed the other angle of it, and then they slowed it down, and then they kept on slowing it down. It was like, okay, that's weird. And then they played it normal once, and then he was like, all right, that's it. I've seen it normal once, and then he went off, and then it was like, it's like he was already going over it. It was like all he has to see was a foot and a leg, and then it's a red card. That's how, I think it was Michael Oliver. I think that's how he saw it, because once it was played in normal time, I just said that. But I think if he actually looked at it a couple more times in normal time, you can see, like, especially Perez before, he's stumbling, his head's going all over the place. Mm-hmm. And he's got his shoulders are pretty much above his head, so he's looking at the ground, and he's just jerked his left leg to put it in front of him. And Fornals is just,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If I would have looked at it like from all the angles that we saw before the ref saw, then I would have 6 times out of 10 I'd let that go.
I'm just saying it's an understanding of the rules though. If you're being reckless, doesn't matter if you're doing it on purpose or not.
See, that is the gray area, because if it was Pepe or someone like that, I would fucking 15 times out of 10 give him a red.
Like getting sent off for doing a bicycle kick and catching someone in the face.
Or even going up for a header and with your arms. You know.
I mean, if you catch someone in that, I don't think I've ever seen that, like a knockout from a bicycle kick, you know. But they might give it. I don't know. Like that.
So what about? Do you remember? Obviously a couple seasons ago when Drogba was playing, he went up for a header. He headed it first, and then it hit the keeper's hand, but the keeper came through and punched and knocked out Drogba mid-air, and he spun, and he's like came like a good 2 feet off the ground after being knocked down. Yeah, that's reckless.
It is,
you know, and that wasn't a sending off. That wasn't a sending off.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But is it different because it's the goalkeeper? Is it different because he's going for a bicycle?
Yeah,
because he's going to score. Like, it's just
like, okay. So I mean, all right. Here you go. The Pickford thing. The Pickford broke his fucking leg, didn't he?
Yeah,
and he didn't get sent off. And
we're talking about different. We're talking about
looking at the ball. It's the same.
We're talking about different situations. Once you start talking about goalkeepers, or it gets a little. It's a little different, right?
Yeah, because they're so protected.
Yeah, it becomes a little bit of a different conversation, because then there is also that doubt, like, what else is he gonna do? He's a goalkeeper. Like, is he not gonna punch the ball? You know, but Perez could have not stomped on Fornals' leg.
All right, but Fornals could have also not put his leg there, you know.
Perez lunged forward to put his body between the ball and Fornals.
As Fornals lunged as well.
Yeah, but Perez could have not lunged.
So could have Fornals.
It doesn't matter. Look, I don't think that, I'm just saying, we can argue, argue about this for the rest of the episode.
You can go on forever and look, even if you go back to Edison and Mane.
Yeah.
They got red carded. Remember, Edison came out of his box and headed it, and Mane never even looked at him.
Yeah,
he was trying to reach out, and ball coming over his shoulder. So, I mean, that's reckless.
No, that
was no intent.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I also,
but you can find all sorts and talk about it all night, you know.
But for some reason, again, though, they do tend to side with the goalkeepers.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It messes the game up if the team has to sub their first goalie out, but I don't know why, but I don't know.
Anyway, West Ham top of the league.
Yeah,
for now.
Well, obviously, yeah, but that's what you said to him. Chelsea top of the league.
Yeah, no,
yeah, he just said to you, yeah, for now.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, but I meant it as.
I mean, maybe a Liverpool fan did it after Saturday.
All right, but I also
the league when you had till tomorrow.
Yeah, but I also said it as we're above the people that could actually win the league, you know. So,
like, don't discount West Ham. I'm telling you,
I will. Yeah, they're not going to win the league. I'll put everything on them.
I'm saying they could be fighting there all season, and they could cause some upsets. They could decide the league by beating some of the big teams.
Yeah, there you go. But they're not winning the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, but neither are Chelsea.
So decide the league.
Yeah, they probably will.
If if West Ham, like, so we know West Ham haven't made any signings, right? If West Ham are looking into signing Zuma and that Croatian winger from CSK in Moscow, I think it is, because they were looking to get Lingard back, but it looks like he's staying at United.
Yeah, Zuma for me is not. I don't think we're in a rush for a centre back. I think it's more likely that we need a front man, somebody to work alongside Antonio or to take a little bit of the weight off him, off his shoulders, you know. But look, when you talk, I know every supporter wants new blood and to add on to what you've done, but I think Bowen's going to progress. I think Benrahma's going to progress. So it's like having new players again. You know what I mean? They've come in and done a job, but haven't really excelled. And now I think they're growing into their roles and growing into themselves as footballers.
Yeah.
And with every win comes more confidence, and every goal comes more confidence. You know, Benrahma's got, you know, he scored in both games now. So maybe it's the sort of thing where he'll get a run, and his confidence will come, and he'll grow into the Premier League. You know.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, he's got the talent for it. You know, I mean, he's in my fantasy team as well. So
still does look a little bit raw, a little bit green, but like I say, there's improvement there.
Yeah.
Goals will bring that on as well.
Yeah,
you know, and I mean, keeping Declan Rice is like making a massive signing.
I think it would be, though, in both parties' best interest to try and get Lingard back. Like, I think I don't think it is either, but I just think it was the perfect match last season. I think, you know, not that I care really about Lingard, and I definitely don't care about Man United, but I don't think Lingard's going to play at Man United. I think he's going to fall back into that trap of sitting on the bench and then, you know, maybe next season he leaves. But I think for his career and for West Ham, I think the best move is for him to go back to West Ham.
I agree with you. But I'd love him to go, yeah. Well, there's 5 days now.
I don't see why West Ham didn't try to go for a couple of the Leeds players. You know, I think they could have done that, like, we're a similar team but have more stature, kind of.
Well, that's what I said.
Like
I said
Aston Villa kind of did.
If Rice goes, I would see Calvin Phillips going.
Why not Why not put Calvin Phillips there instead?
They're not going to let.
You know, what about like looking at Rafinha? You know, like Bamford's obviously not leaving. Like, but
I would have gone. I know this might sound a little bit strange, but I would have gone and stole Willian.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he's a better player than what it's been seen at Arsenal. You know.
Yeah, which means it's
footballer in there.
I think that's most Arsenal players, though.
He's not one of the West Ham ones where, you know, like they had Philip Anderson.
Yeah.
He's humble.
Where they flit about and won't do the other stuff. I think Willian would, you know. But,
right.
You know, it looks like he's going back to Brazil, I think.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But, I mean, that's what everyone always said. Whenever Willian got, like, man of the match, he was the best attacking and the best defensive.
I just think he hasn't made the best. Whatever the situation was, he hasn't made the best of the career I think he could have had with his talent. I know he had a great time at Chelsea, but he obviously didn't earn from what we didn't see on the outside. He didn't earn his starting spot, and
he had it for a little bit. And I could be wrong with this, but I'm pretty sure. I remember his mom passed away, and he just left for like a month, and then came back like never the same.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Look, it wasn't easy going into that Arsenal team neither.
No,
it's not easy to try and lift the gloom that's there. You know.
That's what I just I sent you to a video of an Arsenal fan in his car.
I've seen him, mate. You know when people all talk about mental illness, and mental health. There's no better explanation or example of how this game gets you. And I was rather hoping that he was just acting, but I don't think he was.
I think
If you
he
watch
is.
Arsenal,
I think he has a channel where, because I've seen him rant about like that before.
if you just watch
that
Arsenal,
could be how he rants.
if you just watch Arsenal fan TV, there's plenty of great content.
Oh yeah, they
have
have
the misery of others.
Yeah,
but they're not doing it on purpose. They're serious. Like, I mean, they're seriously upset. As you know, I would be.
Today, mate, 6-0 at West Brom.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on though. I mean,
Kids, it was though.
Yeah, who do they play?
West Brom didn't put the strongest team out.
Yeah. Oh, it's City Arsenal at the weekend. I mean,
Aubameyang's gone and got a hat trick.
Yeah, Saka
Lacazette come on and scored.
City are gonna steamroll. I know we haven't done our predictor yet. 4-0 City at the weekend is what I'm.
I've done 4-0 on my other one anyway.
Arsenal 4-0.
That was 2 weeks ago though.
Yeah.
I filmed my scores in 2 weeks ago and put 4-0 before Arsenal kicked the ball.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be worse than in Norwich.
Yeah.
I'm torn now whether, I know you say you think Arteta's going to go first. It's very close with him and Vieira. And unfortunately, there's that Man City Arsenal link with both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I watched Palace a couple of times now, mate. Like I said, because I had money on them.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
There's
no structure, there's no meaning to what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Palace have also had that history. They fired Frank de Boer, didn't they? After 6 or 7 games, like 5-ish years ago.
Was it 4?
Sorry, after 4 games.
I think it was 4 games. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the worst goal. I think wasn't that right before they brought Allardyce in. Didn't they bring Allardyce in after him?
They might have. Everyone else has.
Yeah. I mean, but that'll stick out to me, and there's precedents there of them sacking managers who don't win a game, you know.
Well, they got West Ham at the weekend as well.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably get ran over by West Ham. Like it's
no, I mean don't think West Ham are on this high that's just going to last all season. I've been saying this for years. West Ham are the same as Chelsea. They're going to go and probably lose against Palace because that's what us teams do. You know?
I think they've got over that, mate.
Yeah.
You don't.
Mate, look.
You don't. Chelsea win the Champions League and we still do it, you know? Watch.
Yeah.
We're going to lose to Brentford. Watch. I've called it right then and there. Brentford's going to think they...
I'll put West Ham 3 points clear at the top then.
Oh.
I don't understand...
London, yeah.
I don't understand appointing Vieira. Anyway, I know he's in the MLS. I think he got sacked from New York City. I remember when he got the New York City job.
Yeah, I think he did.
And he didn't do well there. I don't know. It's a strange one.
That's a tough one, that though, mate,
yeah,
to be fair.
It's hard to gauge because you can always just say it's the players didn't do it.
I mean, look, he was ready for it. He was ready for the job, right? And Palace were ready to appoint somebody like that. You know, after... You know, Roy Hodgson, after that many years and how old he was and, you know, and his ways.
Yeah.
But I can't see what he's getting from his players. That's the thing for me. I would have thought somebody like Patrick Vieira would have had an understanding and, being in them great Arsenal teams. But I don't see what his plan is. I don't see what his system is. I don't see what he's trying to achieve.
Well,
maybe is it the players got? He ended up like everybody else, bringing Benteke back and give it another go. And then you'd think that maybe this time he might want to prove himself and say, "This new manager, I'm going to make sure I start every week." He didn't give a shit. Him and Wilf Zaha, it was an embarrassment right now. They were sort of giving it that run where I'm 5 yards away and I should be closing down. But if I step 6 yards away, I'm just far enough away that I don't have to run.
Yeah.
That's what a pair of them were doing. They was getting the body in a certain position and moving to the side so it was somebody else's job.
Yeah.
Lazy, no spark, no... it's like they've lost the will to play. The pair of them. And I know Zaha thinks he's a lot better than he really is. And Teki, obviously, we see it. Couldn't it friggin' barn door?
Yeah.
You know?
I know Palace lost a bunch of players, didn't they, through
Townsend.
contract? I think they had like 7 of their players contracts run out.
Oh, they let them run out. They let about 12.
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
Run out, yeah. They want a clean sweep.
Yeah, I mean, I like Patrick Vieira, but like cutting your teeth in the MLS doesn't mean shit. You know, as they cycled out through their managers like nobody's business. I would have gone for Eddie Howe or anyone else, really. You know, I don't know. I just don't. As a manager, I mean, as a player and a captain, obviously Vieira was one of the best. But
yeah, that's why it's weird seeing.
You think he'd command?
It's like a tamed Vieira.
You think he'd command the respect just from who he is, but I don't know.
Unfortunately, mate, the players have been inflated so much.
Yeah.
Their stature now is such that they're the governors now, you know?
Well, there's got to be some players on the bench who are earning more than Vieira earned, you know?
That's the sad thing, because if he was playing, he'd be a god to all these players.
Yeah.
You know, he'd be head and shoulder, like to at least all the Palace players, at least, you know?
Yeah. But you'll see what respect he commands by what happens with that team. Look, if they're just not good footballers, that's one thing. But if they're not bothering their arse to work, to run, their goalkeeper touches it more times than any outfield player. I've seen the 2 games, Chelsea and the Brentford game. And you think Brentford? He kept on going 0-0 at home. And they're still, Brentford time wasted from the kickoff. You know, so at least they're showing a little bit of respect. But at the end of it, there was no need to.
Yeah.
Because we're going backwards anyway. They've got no creativity in midfield. You know, there's no life up front. With Zaha, who doesn't want to be there, thinks he's better. Benteke is just getting recycled all the time. And Jordan Ayew, who doesn't want to play on the right, but if he doesn't play there, he's going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's 3 of them up front sulking.
Yeah.
How do you expect to go and win games? You'll find out what Vieira's made of if he does have a little bit of money, or if he says, "So that I'm going to play the youngsters."
Yeah.
I'm going to get a bit of life out there, you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see then. It could be him or Arteta first. You know. All right. Before we get into all the City, Kane, Ronaldo stuff that's been going on over this week, I just want to remind everyone to subscribe to the podcast. Go check out the YouTube. Go subscribe to that. We post all our episodes in video form as well. Give us a like and a thumbs up and 5 stars and all that stuff. It really helps us out. And I do want to say, too, we really appreciate all the support we had. I know we took the summer off of the podcast, but we did have some people reach out to us and they were just happy we were back. So we appreciate that love and support. You know, and if you have any questions for us, again, you can go to 5pintsin.com/submit and go over there and post your video question or email us or comment on whatever social media. You know, and it's good. It's always good to hear from you guys. So just wanted to throw that in there. So moving on, I was so wrong about Bernardo to Tottenham, Kane to City. I was so confident in that last week. Obviously, Kane's come out this morning and said he's staying at Spurs. He loved the reception over the weekend or whatever. Kind of makes
what you want, though, mate. You know.
Yeah.
Is it because he knows it's not happening? Is it because City have pulled out? Don't want to mess about no more. Couldn't budge on the price.
Yeah.
Now he's got to go back and
of course
fight the fight a little bit.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have skipped those games and training sessions and everything. You know, it's the most cowardice thing I think could have happened.
I don't know the truth about that, Con. You know, I still don't know the full story. When are we going to find out?
What do you mean?
Was he sulking? I don't know. Was he resting longer than everybody else? I don't know. He doesn't seem the type of player, the type of footballer to have done that.
I mean, he did it in plain view. You know, like, there's no 2 ways about it.
We couldn't find him, remember? How was he in plain view?
There you go. He's fucking hiding with Bin Laden.
I just, you know, it's gone on.
It's the 2nd week in a row.
Get that scarf on your head.
I read something. So his brother is his agent or something, his manager or something. I've read that they've done some weird shit like that before. He's been ill-advised by his brother. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I should or shouldn't be. I don't know if this is founded, but I'm a little bitter towards Kane right now, just because of how it looks. Like, it just seemed, and again, it might just be the media playing it up and the angle they've taken, but it kind of pisses me off.
Bothered, mate.
It's not the media, it's Kane.
I don't think Pep's bothered. I don't think he's bothered whether we have a centre forward or whether we buy one or not.
Yeah, but I'm bothered because I know it doesn't work. Because now our only centre forward, Gabriel Jesus, played incredible from the right wing against Norwich, and it's come out now. He's said to Pep he sees himself as a winger. Pep sees him as a winger. Ferran Torres, I mean, he is a winger that plays up. We have zero. I mean, Liam Delap's there. Great potential, but he's not there yet.
You can get Lewandowski.
So there's the talk about Ronaldo. What do you think about all that?
No, thank you. Straight away, no.
Hold on.
I don't care.
Hold on.
How do you get him?
Hold on. Sorry. What do you think?
This is another one where I slate some signs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Before the episode comes out.
6 months ago, if I were to say to you, who would you rather have at City, Grealish or Ronaldo? I don't think you would have talked to me for a month.
I wouldn't have answered you.
Just suggesting those two people were going to be at your club. Now you got one, and all of a sudden you're one of his biggest fans again. And then you're about to get the other.
No. See, you're completely wrong, mate. I'm not going overboard with anything until he proves it to me.
You're going to start working out your calves and everything.
I didn't think it was any great home debut. I think he.
I mean, what about his goal though? It was.
I think he flattered. His goal he didn't know nothing about. I think he flattered, going at people and then passed backwards every time. I want to see more from him, mate. For 100 million, I want to see more.
He wears his socks low
and I don't care what people think. I want the diving to stop. I'm never going to get away from that. I want the diamond to stop, and by the looks of him, he's toned it down in the 2 games I've seen him. Whether he stopped, we don't know, but I want to see more from him for 100 million. I don't think you play him and Sterling. I really don't. So he's going to have a dilemma there.
Yeah, but he didn't. Who's going to die for the penalty that game?
So now the problem is, well, just to touch on 2 points you made there, the dive in. I don't think he doesn't have 2 or 3 defenders on him at once.
Yeah.
So it's like he's got more space on the ball.
And he also has people showing the ball.
If he doesn't have 2 or 3 now, go and make things happen.
Yeah, I agree. And he does need to. I thought he had a.
Did he ever really have 2 or 3 on him?
Well.
And was he just falling over whenever anyone was near him?
Look, I think he played well against Spurs. He didn't really play. There was nothing spectacular against Norwich. But the fact.
Done okay. I think he's done okay.
Yeah.
But some Man City signing, okay, isn't good enough.
Look, the fact that
it's early days.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's early days. It's early days. Yeah. He's going to settle in. He's going to find his feet. He's going to see where he is within the context of it all. He's not the big fish in the small pond anymore. So he's got to adapt to all that. But he will, and with all them players, them great players around him, I know he has the ability to flourish. Like I said. He does, and he will show some things, Con, that will shock you. I do believe it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm just touching. I don't mean to wind up a rant.
No, this isn't a rant. This is a question. Ready?
Hold on.
Do you think?
I haven't answered.
All right. What about his price tag and how much you've paid for him? Do you not think you could have got a much better player, especially with all the talks that are going on now with Mbappe and Cristiano Ronaldo?
We couldn't have afforded
Harry Kane and potentially Lukaku.
You got Kane or Mbappe for 100 million.
No, I know, but now you can't spend 180 or whatever they want to price themselves at. You can't spend that because you already spent 100 on Grealish.
Well, like you said, Grealish had a release clause. The problem with Kane is he was under contract, so that was an easier transfer to make. The deal was going to go through because he had a release clause.
And then
Kane, this is why the problems are with the negotiating.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Kane. I'm talking about Grealish's price tag.
In the moment, though, if City didn't buy Grealish, Arsenal would have bought him. So then, if we
got relegated,
if we didn't get anyone else, it would have been
Grealish. And I said this last time, and I'll say it again. Grealish doesn't improve your team at all. You know, maybe get you more penalties.
Look, well, that's the thing. I agree with you. Like
exactly, and you just went out and spent 100 fucking million.
But 100 million, I want to see more. That's what I'm saying.
But it's not.
If he does come on,
he needs to win the Ballon d'Or for 100
everybody needs 5-10 games to settle into any team, even Man City.
What?
Will Lukaku win the Ballon d'Or?
No,
same price tag.
Lukaku's also almost proved his worth.
Okay, before Lukaku joined Chelsea, you fucking hated him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he looks like a different player. I get to say that. If he keeps that up, then yeah, he's worth his price tag. If people are fucking shitting a ball in the goal in between someone's legs and then running away,
first of all,
giving it all that.
Okay, now you're reminded. So we're gonna have a whole season now of Connor rants on Grealish instead of Connor rants on Sterling. Hold on.
Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are.
Hold on. Sorry. What I can say, yeah, he didn't know anything about the goal, but he was there to knock the ball in.
Well, part of what I'm saying, he was in Raheem Sterling's spot.
Right, but Raheem Sterling might not have been there, or he might have skied it over the bar. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not...
Or he would have got 17 goals that season, and you would have said how he was actually a really good player, and he's actually not. He's just shinned it into the goal 17 times.
No, I've never said Raheem Sterling's a really good player. I've said you got to look at his goals. If he's scoring goals, you can't argue with that. But always stood by that.
And then this is what you're going to say about Grealish, and I'm going to be like, remember his first goal? That's what all of his goals are.
If he adds 17 goals to City's thing...
Tally?
Yeah, 100 million.
Remember a little man called Leroy Sané?
Yeah, who was obviously there was something going on behind the scenes in the dressing room.
Because Sterling was playing ahead of him, and now you got fucking Grealish. Like,
I think it'll be interesting.
You're going so far backwards. This is why Chelsea win the league.
No, here's the weird dilemma. Here's the weird dilemma. We've got Foden still to come back, who is a winger for Pep. We've also now got Jesus, who looked incredible on Saturday, but Mahrez is in form. Like, I think Mahrez was just being rested or something, because Mahrez looks better than he ever has, in my opinion. So now we've got all these wingers, but we've got no centre forward.
But I still think if he doesn't sign one, that he plays Jesus down the middle.
100%.
But he doesn't do it. He doesn't do anything down the middle.
Third.
Let them interchange, but at least have a focal point and somebody there.
Yeah.
Like you said with Torres as well. The week before, he made so many runs.
Yeah,
didn't get any service. I didn't believe he should have stayed on the field at Tottenham, and then I was surprised that he started him again.
Why doesn't City go for Saka?
We don't need another winger.
He's the same as what we got, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's better than anything you have.
Are you kidding me?
He's better than, maybe not Mahrez, but he's better than Jesus, Grealish, Sterling. And plus you can, if you wanted to do like a whole, just play 5 wingers up top in the whole attack and then have them interchanging. He's one that could slip into the middle or could slip out wide.
I think he's got potential. I don't think he's like, I mean, how much is he going to cost? Remember, like, Grealish only costs so much because he's English.
Yeah. He's going to have that price. He's going to, yeah. But
Grealish
has been being balled up for like the last, like, Saka went and proved himself Saka's been proving himself ever since he's touched a ball.
Well, look, I mean, so in a world where we talk about stats, right? I know we don't, but in a world where everyone else looks at stats, Grealish created the second most chances in the Premier League last season. Oh,
are you seriously saying that you wouldn't take Saka over Grealish?
I'm just saying, if you're looking at who's available, who wants to leave.
Of course, Arsenal are going to get relegated within the next 3 or 4 seasons.
I don't know. Saka probably would have cost more. Like, he just wasn't an option. I don't know if he would have cost more.
You look at Arsenal and think, oh, Saka's just had a great fucking Euros. Maybe they want to say, oh, this is the best we're going to get him because we're just going to keep going lower and lower in the league.
Why would they look at themselves like that?
Because their player who plays
They're
for
not
their
gonna look at themselves like
for
that.
their shit team, who are dropping,
who's probably on low wages because he's been there since he was a child.
Right. Yeah, but he's dropping in Arsenal, but he just had a great Euros.
They're not going to sell him ever.
He'll go whenever anything goes wrong at Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying. So why not go in and take him after the whole world just saw him perform, you know? So Arsenal are thinking this may be our only chance to sell him. Because we can go to the World Cup and get knocked out in the fucking group stages, you know?
Right. They're not going to sell him them type of players.
But there's no other stage that they're going to be able to present Saka on other than him going. That's why,
no, I don't think
everyone gets sold after they do well in a Euros or a World Cup if they're on a shitty team. And Arsenal is a shitty team right now.
No.
Why would they want to sell him?
Think about the weight.
They're bad enough with him.
He's probably on shit wages because he signed a long-term contract.
Yeah, sure.
So that saves them money. So why wouldn't they keep one of their best players in the team? You know what I mean?
Because
why they're not trying to sit on cash. What are they going to do with that cash?
Because
no one wants to go. They can't buy players.
Yeah, I know, but like I just said, that may have been one of the last times he's put in a better team than Arsenal and being able to show his better skills.
Arsenal aren't going to look at that. That's not the way any club is ever going to do business.
Of course, that's exactly how whenever anyone does well in the summer in those tournaments, they get sold.
If they're at if they're a small club, yeah.
Yeah, and Arsenal are getting smaller and smaller each year.
They're not going to admit that internally, are they?
Well, that's my point. They should come to terms with that.
They're going to try and stop themselves getting smaller by keeping their best players.
All right. Well, that's how you just get smaller and smaller. Denial, you know.
Well, they've been bad. I don't think they need to get small for it to be turmoil there. It's already turmoil. Look at the Granit Xhaka.
I think they
He's going to Roma. They're finally getting him out, and then he signs a new deal.
Well, that's exactly my point. He does well in the Euros, and now's the time that you can actually sell Xhaka because he's done so shit in the Premier League. But they had an attempt to.
I think they spent what? They spent 120 million or something. They bought Odegaard. He was only on loan last year.
Arsenal spent the most out of any team in the Premier League. They've spent.
Last I looked, it was Man United with a net worst net highest spend without selling players on. Because of Varane and Sancho. Sancho was 90 million.
Oh, but they consider that last season's money.
No, they don't. 100% no. No. Because we just got...
Anyway, look. City have, sprung back straight away. I know it was Norwich. It was probably one of the better games they could have had. Apart from Arsenal at home. So, Liverpool playing Chelsea at the weekend. Best result, possibly a draw.
It's the first real game of the season.
Yeah. It would have been Chelsea Arsenal, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
or City Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man United Southampton. But, this is going to be another go and bang in 4 or 5 goals. Boost your goal difference. Chelsea and Liverpool draw.
Yeah.
Only a point behind or whatever.
Yeah.
Earlier than last season.
Yeah.
Are we going to do... We haven't done Golden Boot, have we? Or Golden Glove.
Predictions?
Yeah.
We can do that. We can get to that in a little bit. I did want to talk about... I want to talk about Mbappe a little bit.
Yeah.
Just the whole...
Fitness dummy out, isn't he?
Well, no, but that ever since it was... even considered that Messi was leaving Barcelona, it was he's going to PSG and they won't, and now Mbappe has to leave, or something,
But he doesn't have to leave.
They don't want him to leave.
Also, what I heard too, and supposedly, so this is what I read. The reason we could also afford Harry Kane if we did go through with it, obviously not an option now. I think they're changing the FFP rules. This season, I think they're going to affect this season. So I think that's how PSG are getting away with. Because I know they got Wijnaldum for free, they got Ramos for free, but you still got to consider their wages.
Uh-huh.
I think that's just to add that in there. I think that's so they're not desperate to sell Mbappe.
I think they've got 2 or 3 that they can offload for a chunk of money as well, Mike.
Yeah, PSG do.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Di Maria.
Deals lined up.
Yeah.
For certain players to go and cut into that, you know.
Yeah.
But the thing with Mbappe now, I just think he's got his nose pushed out of joint because Messi's arrived.
Yeah.
He enjoyed, even with Neymar there, it was still up there as the superstar or the, you know, the shining light being younger.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think he spit his dummy out of his pram.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad move, is it, going to Real Madrid? But they're not the force they were. He's still going to be the best player there.
And whose spot are you going to take?
Win games.
I think it's
Hazard or Bale.
I think it's.
And
well, he'll play down the mid. Well, then Benzema just signed a new deal.
You know, it weakens.
Well,
one of their players.
Hazard and Bale are mostly injured either side. You know what I mean? Like Hazard.
Sure, but
Hazard
then you want all those people on that money. You know, like look at your rival and what's happening.
Well,
to
Real
them,
Madrid put in a bid today or yesterday, 130. Yeah. PSG have come back today and said 220 million euros and is what takes Mbappe.
They'll sell him on their terms. That's what they said.
Yeah. So which means.
But mate, I mean, look, you could still go Bale, Mbappe, either side of Benzema with Hazard just sitting behind them.
Or Hazard can come back to Chelsea. You know.
In a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
What a foursome that'd be up front.
Yeah. Then you still got Isco. I would have always taken Isco at City. I know there were talks seasons ago. I mean, it hasn't been for a while, but...
There's also talk of Asensio at Arsenal.
Nah, he's shit.
Yeah, Arsenal.
But he's better than any Arsenal player.
No, he's not.
Him saying no, it won't be Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, who just did that? There's an Arsenal, Ceballos.
Oh, he did say no, didn't he?
No, he came from Real Madrid and said...
He's dog shit anyway.
Yeah. Last season.
Oh, that was a couple,
to be fair.
Yeah.
Not having him.
Yeah. Well, another funny thing that happened...
He couldn't oust Granit Xhaka. He got problems.
Yeah.
Did you see the new, the third Puma kits? Like the City Puma kit, and like there was a bunch of other teams. It doesn't have the badge on it. It just says Man City or I think Dortmund had one, but they refused it in the end. And then Fenerbahce, and there was a few other whatever Puma teams. So it doesn't have any badge on it, but it's got like badges printed all like very light.
It's the worst kit.
It looks like, I don't know.
I've seen some dodgy kits over the last weekend, mate.
Yeah, I mean. To be honest, City's first and second kit are like my favorite in a while. Like I think the blue one is so nice, the tribute to Aguero, and then the white kit is really nice. But the third one, it kind of, I don't know, it could be a training kit. But there's a Fenerbahce player who scored over the weekend, and he's gone to kiss his badge, and it wasn't there. So you see him like looking all over his shirt as he's celebrating, trying to kiss his badge. Just a funny. Did you see that video?
No.
What were you doing watching the Turkish league?
I saw a highlight of it. So yeah.
He's recruiting.
Oh, the Tottenham shirt they wore at Wolves. Vile.
You don't like it?
Looks like vomit.
You don't like it?
No, the Arsenal kit they wore at Brentford. All these.
I liked it. It was like old school kind of.
It's like tie dye.
Yeah. Some
of the kits are like tie dye. It's awful.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to end on do we want to do Golden Boot, Golden Glove? I think I do the same Golden Glove every.
Are we going to do
season.
top 3 Golden Boots? Top 3 scorers?
No, there's only going to be one, isn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, well, no, not really, because last season 2 people shared it. No, the season before that, Salah and Kane shared it, and then like 3 other people could have shared it, couldn't they?
Well, I mean, I whether we do it or not, it's going to be Kane and Edison, Golden Boot, Golden Glove.
That's what you think?
100%. I would, if any, like...
That's what you're saying?
I would get no money on those bets.
You can put Kane and Edison if you want.
I'm going the same. I think it'll be the same.
That's hilarious. I'm a double down and do Mendy, Lukaku.
Alright, can we...
You're not doing Salah?
No.
No.
Salah's bad, he's shit.
You got to remember,
Kane's bad, he still
you got to remember
scores.
Tottenham. All right.
He'll go back, mate. He came on for 15 minutes and should have scored 2. I just see him getting chances with Mora playing better.
Yeah.
Son looks like he's up for it.
Bergwijn coming in. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he's quality. I'll definitely go Mendy. Golden Boot.
He's had a lot of clean sheets, Mendy, mate, hasn't he, since little Tommy came?
We had the best defence last season.
Right, so you're going Lukaku.
All of Europe.
Yeah. Mendy and Timo Werner.
Yeah, but we had the Golden Glove. Edison got the Golden Glove.
In the Premier League, yeah, but I'm talking about like all competitions put together. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going Lukaku, Mendy, and you have both gone Kane, Edison.
Yeah. I think it's a certainty.
I don't. I was just about to say I hope Kane does shit this season, but we got a World Cup coming up though. Fuck it, put Vardy in. I'm still always for that.
Vardy in for England?
Yeah.
He retired.
I know. Yeah.
I'd take Antonio. How's he not taking?
Stop,
Antonio.
That's what I wanted to say in the beginning. Don't dare like that. That's all that Martin Tyler was saying. Don't dare say that. Like he's scored 2 goals. He's had a good game against a 10-man Leicester team. Don't say he deserves an England spot.
Yeah, I've been saying this.
He does not.
I've felt this
5
way
strikers ahead of him that are 10 times better.
I've felt this way a few seasons though. I think he should be considered for a friendly. Give him a friendly. I mean, he wants to play for Jamaica. Like,
let him play for Jamaica. There's fucking 10 people ahead of him.
I don't know what's scoring goals for England, mate.
We just got to the final of a Euros that we should have won.
You got the goals.
Yeah, look how we played though. You play stagnant like that.
Well,
I'd have Calvert-Lewin over Antonio.
If Harry Kane doesn't score as a front man, then who does?
Fucking Sterling.
1 or 2. You need more than 1 or 2.
Yeah. At least in the build-up, you need competition.
Antonio doesn't bring anything to the England.
Just go on recent form.
It should, but I mean, people that are inconsistent.
He's one of the only English people in the Premier League who hasn't had a cap.
People, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but it's also the most difficult position considering Rooney, Vardy, and Kane have been in his competitions his whole England career. You know, like he doesn't deserve a spot.
Yeah, and 2 of those players aren't playing anymore.
Yeah, we play one on top. And it's the captain, you know.
I could see him doing all right.
And he's not better than Calvert-Lewin, is he?
You'd have him off the bench, though. I mean, if he's in form, he's better than Calvert-Lewin out of form.
I'd have him ahead of Calvert-Lewin right now. I would, definitely. Yeah. Right now.
Doesn't Calvert-Lewin have as many goals?
Obviously not in the longer term because of his age and because of Calvert-Lewin's age. But I would have him...
But also, you said you would take him to the World Cup. He hasn't played one international.
Yeah, well,
you play him before.
What's the matter? He changed the team every game anyway.
I mean,
what's the matter? There is no consistency. He'll change the team every game anyway. I would take him as a weapon.
Yeah,
and use him. I would.
I mean, he's taken worse. You know.
Yeah.
But Antonio's actually in form right now, and if he has a good season,
if this was his last game before the World Cup, if this was the last game of the season, and he played 2 other previous ones like this, I would take him.
All right.
But that's not Antonio. That's not how he works.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
We've seen, you know.
Yeah.
He's done this before. There's a reason he's got this many goals.
I think if he stays fit, he's a weapon.
Yeah. I just want... yeah. Sorry. Just cut you
off.
I just thought of something. I just want to end on 2 points here. So, one, Gary Cahill signed for Bournemouth. Did you see that?
Yeah, good, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm glad, yeah.
They're sitting 7th right now in the Championship. They drew with Blackpool They were knocked out of the League Cup by Norwich, but
threw away 2-goal lead against Blackpool, mate, as well.
Yeah.
I think they'll be up there as long as they don't do what they did the other season and too many draws, you know.
Yeah.
Seems to be going that way again.
Yeah, I mean...
Good win at Birmingham the week before, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and then they go and blow it, a 2-goal lead at home again.
Yeah.
But I think he'll do alright under him, Scotty Parker. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think they'll be aiming for a playoff place, but a few less draws and, you know, get that automatic spot.
Yeah.
Back up there.
Yeah. That, and then Carlisle is sitting 8th. They're coming off a draw as well.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, they've had a couple of draws, I think, as well.
Yeah.
But in amongst it.
Yeah.
You know, they were up there for a long time last season with tons of games in hand.
Yeah.
And blew them, really.
Yeah.
No, but they'll give it another go.
Yeah. Be nice to see them both go up. It'd be nice to have Bournemouth back in the Premier League. One big piece of news today, just to end on this. Guardiola saying at the end of this contract, at the end of 2023, he's going to take a break, take a look back at what he's done, review inspirations, and then after that, he'd like to coach a national team. He specifically said South America. He said European, and then he said play a Copa America. He wants the experience. So, 2 more seasons of Guardiola, according to this quote.
Do you ever win the Champions League?
Let's hope he gets the Holy Grail before he finishes, then, eh?
Yeah.
All right, chaps.
All right, guys. Well, it's good having a beer. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Yeah, and again, if you have any questions, send them in. If you have any comments, let us know. And we'll be back next week after this round of fixtures.
It's right, Timo Werner's golden boot.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man. Shout out.
Can't believe you tried to make fun of it and you got Sterling.